Maybe.
Maybe. Why?
How will I know if he really loves me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. You know, I could do something with the chorus, go up a key there, get more out of it.
Yeah, but that's not a reason to do a song. It's got to have a hook.
A hook?
Yeah.
I'll give it a hook.
I stand behind this film as being an authentic and honest picture of Whitney's life. It answers so many of the questions about her sexuality, about her the impediment of a drug addiction. We shy away from nothing. The marriage with Bobby, some criticism that she was not singing black enough. This gives the real substance behind those so that you feel that you're really learning. It's not that I've heard her story. The truth is you've not heard her story. You don't know her soul. You don't know her dignity. You don't know all of her music. This film is replete in celebrating the music, the songs, the uniqueness, the once-in-a-lifetime voice of Whitney. Her relationship with me, if you will, my discovery of her when she was 19, and how we worked together before she went into the studio, how we chose the song. Everything you want to know about that is there. So I'm proud of the film, and I can't wait for its opening.
What I love about this film is that it doesn't shy away from her darker moments, but what it does is it combines it with her most glorious moments, and what you end up getting is a portrayal of a fully lived life. Because none of us leave this planet unscarred. We all go through things, and actually to know where your highs are, you actually have to experience lows. And Whitney went through so much, but none of it takes away from the legacy that she left behind and how many people she's connected around the globe. So that's what I hope for.
Well, I think the relationship and the extent of what it was with her and Robin, I think they also would just see how deep Whitney loved, and whether it was her fans, whether it was her daughter. I mean, I think the most love that we've seen portrayed is for her love for Bobby and her love for her daughter publicly, but it's with everybody. Her relationship with Clive, the relationship that she was able to have with her family, no matter how complex it was. I'm just really grateful for everybody to see the celebration of that and Whitney in the totality of who she was. Like, there's no secrets being kept in this film, but it's also done in a brutally honest but loving way.
It's between the medley and the Super Bowl. I mean, I think the medley was my favorite to shoot. That was incredible, and the Super Bowl was my favorite to edit. You know, because bringing in all the elements, everybody watching at home on the television, the crowd that's there, the troops that are listening, bringing in the world, you know, with the Jets, that was really fun to put together.
Oh, the ramparts we watched were so good. Streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting, hit that, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say
earlier for the movie on the life of Muhammad Ali called The Greatest. And I got Michael Masser and Linda Creed. So that scene where Whitney sings and auditions sent shivers, because not only did I know the song and I was the label behind the original, but from the beginning, she was finding more meaning in the lyrics of that song than I believe that Michael or Linda thought of when they wrote it. It was stunning. So I'm glad the way the movie represents it. They even represent the appearance on the Merv Griffin show when she was so young, 2 weeks after I signed her, singing Home. So that, look, you never know about these things. All I could say is I'm proud of this film. I stand behind this film as being an honest portrait of Whitney and a real celebration. If you loved her music, you're going to, from the minute you walk in a theater with the right sound system, you're going to hear the music just reverberate, and the singing, it remains staggering. So I know I'm using adjectives. I stand behind them. It's very special.
I looked at his documentary, I read his book, and I was able to Zoom with him for about an hour, and that was amazing. And then I was able to meet him for like a half an hour before I started filming. And he was not around when I was filming, but meeting him, talking to him, all that was really, really helpful. Then I could watch the footage and try to recreate the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he aged, and all that stuff. And I had
hearing her music with like the big sound systems and it's her voice coming out takes people back and reminds them of the time that they remember seeing those moments in their own lives. I think that's going to be a really lovely kind of treat. I hope it's going to be a lovely treat for people to be able to experience and then kind of go home and look at the real Whitney and kind of enjoy it all over again.
Once I saw Naomi's screen test and I was convinced that they had found the right Whitney. And meeting Clive for the first time came pretty early in the process. Naomi and I went over, and Anthony went to lunch at his house and got to hear just stories, and he's just a wonderful storyteller. He's got such a vast memory and an incredible memory and for detail, and then got to sit in his theater where he pulled out really rarely seen footage of Whitney, and that is actually very emotional and super, super informative.
I think particularly Naomi's performance. I mean, everybody's really wonderful in the film, but I think Naomi's performance is just extraordinary. I think people are going to sort of flip out when they see her.
And it's all Whitney's voice, but she interprets the songs very, very accurately. I'm thrilled with Naomi's performance. I really believe it's Oscar worthy, and I'm sure that audiences all over the world will, after just 3-4 minutes, not only accept her as Whitney, but know that she is, in effect, Whitney. She's brilliant.
It's such a sweet treat, especially in time for the holidays, which is why I want everybody to go and see this film December 23rd. Go see it that day. Go see it again on Christmas. Take your friends, take your family, because it's a celebration of her life. And if you are a Whitney fan, like everybody in the world is, you are really going to enjoy this story unfolding and being told the way that it is, and hearing some of the music that you first heard that made you fall in love with her. It's going to be a really fun ride for everybody.
You know, and we miss Whitney. I mean, she's still so much a part of our lives. We're hearing Whitney music all the time, but I think to remind ourselves that there was a human being there, you know, there was a beating heart there. It wasn't just superficial. It wasn't just the icon, the cultural icon that we celebrated and then, as is so often the tendency, dragged her down or kind of relished in her struggles. Really getting behind that and recognizing this woman, this daughter, this mother, this sister, you know, lover, wife, collaborator, really appreciating who she was as a person, and we recognize her incredible strength. And maybe it reminds us of our own humanity, and maybe that we need to treat people better, treat our icons better.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Whitney Houston!
Common criticism of you, your music isn't black enough.
Well, who said that? That's just bull. And it makes me angry, actually. It's hateful and uninformed. My whole life, she ain't black enough, she ain't white enough. Well, how about she's not obedient enough? How about she ain't fearful enough? Music is not a color to me. It has no boundaries. I sing what I want to sing, be how I want to be, and reach as big an audience as I can.
No one is like you. You can sing.
Whitney, your daddy's princess. We're building something here, so you just keep singing.
Daddy, my money. I trusted you. You were meant to look out for me.
You two have spent a lot of time together. It's damaging the brand.
Since when did a little girl become the brand? I miss that.
Don't even worry about it. You're Whitney Houston.
What was it like? That love. Millions of people.
The best feeling I